Cabot Martin is joining us again, and I called him and asked him if he would do so, and he's been kind enough to give us another few minutes. Mr. Martin, you had a rebuttal on the Uncle Gnarly blog to some of the things you heard Gilbert Bennett, the Vice President of Nalcor, of course, saying yesterday. Give us the gist of what you thought of his remarks.
Well, good morning, Pete. Your preamble is sufficiently depressing as an introduction to this North Spur issue. Well, I mean, I thought that the best way to rebut, I heard Mr. Bennett's discussion with you, and I thought the best way to rebut what he was saying was to put it in writing, where
right.
you have time to measure your words, and that's on Uncle Gnarly blog right now.
Right, and I've heard it. And actually, before you, this might help. Actually, we have a little clip of what Mr. Bennett said yesterday, and this might set us up nicely. If you want to just give us a second, we'll play the contentious, specifically the contentious part of what he said yesterday. Just have a listen.
From our point of view, first of all, there is no risk to Happy Valley Goose Bay and the residents of Happy Valley Goose Bay today. So I need to make that point very clearly. Every day we work on the spur, we are improving the stability of that site. And we don't see a scenario that would result in a risk to Happy Valley Goose Bay, even if a slide were to happen.
Well, there you go. I think that's the crux of the matter. So your response to that particular statement?
Well, as I said in my Uncle Gnarly piece today, there is a process where Nalcor is required under the Water Resources Act to file a collapse or a slide risk assessment with the minister and the officials, and in Department of Environment Conservation, and to accompany that with a emergency preparedness plan that is commensurate with the risk as measured. And so I guess, simply put, if Mr. Bennett, Nalcor, has a risk assessment, then they should immediately make it public so that everybody can judge the confidence with which he speaks, which is, quite frankly, bizarre, to say the least, right?
Well, he does seem to be privy to information that they're not prepared to release to the public, that's for sure.
Well, I don't think that's a necessary conclusion.
We would hope so.
Wait and see. Well, his remarks had all the earmarks of off the top of the head type thing. I've seen Mr. Bennett in action before. He goes for the what used to be called ad hominem attack on people. Saw him do it to Dr. Stig Benander up at Memorial. It was disgusting. But I'm going back to the Act. I'm going back to what the minister is supposed to require of Nalcor. And I think that given the seriousness of the issue, that the only protection that the citizens have is in the requirements of the dam safety provisions of the Water Resources Act.
Mm-hmm. So you think it's irresponsible for him to suggest that there is absolutely, to declare unequivocally that there is absolutely no risk whatsoever, even though that going back to, I think it was 64 or something in your article, you said that the assessment then said that there is indeed, without even any tampering with the North Spur, a possibility of its failure. And of course now we know that there is heavy equipment on it doing this work. So you think that's a little bit far-fetched and irresponsible of the Vice President?
Well, the North Spur, in the words of Dr. Benander, is the most scar-pocked. If you look at an aerial view and look at the previous slides, there's been numerous slides on the North Spur. it contains quick clay. Quick clay is, they're basically mucking around with a time bomb, and they don't have the capability of saying that there's no risk. This is, I think, something that will come back to haunt the man. I hope it doesn't. I mean, I hope that they do what they're going to do and it's actually going to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't make that assumption. You can't gamble the lives of people based on some overinflated notion of your ability.
But he says even if there was a failure, he doesn't think that it's going to pose any threat to Happy Valley Goose Bay and Mud Lake.
Well, it's an interesting theory, but, I mean, let's see it on paper, right? Let's see it backed up by engineering studies, and let's make it public. I mean, the people have a right to know. The people have a right to know the level of danger that is inherent in those activities. And when we see that, and we see it in paper, and we can have competent, independent analysis of what they're saying, then maybe we can rest. I doubt it very much, but maybe people can rest easy, you know? I mean, they have... It is unstable. We know it's unstable. They've admitted it's unstable. It's always been unstable. And it's always been sliding. And they have not helped the situation by taking all the trees out of it. They have not. They're not certainly not helping it by mucking around with excavators and bulldozers or whatever on the site. And I mean, this in any. I use the word civilized. You know, in any civilized society, I would not be on the phone to you talking about this. I would not have the right blogs in Uncle Gnarly. There would be a process, a public process, a measured process, a process that involves the duly elected, democratically elected officials in the department or minister and supported by its officials. So this notion that we have this group of people up at Nalcor who have never, ever been involved in any major construction works, and we're supposed to just take the word and sleep easy. I mean, that is not the way the world works. That is on an unreasonable expectation. The fact that they would not comply with the law is unacceptable. I mean, it's very disheartening. I mean, when you phoned this morning, I genuinely said that, I just finished telling a friend that was the last on that issue, because I'd said my piece, I'd put it in, as I say, in writing, right? And these kinds of on the open line, which is a great service, but on the open line is no substitute for written documentation and public review processes.
Right.
And the fact that Nalcor has really sort of carved out this my way or the highway, trust us, position is a great indictment of the way this province is evolving.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to try to get Mr. Crummell on the program to get his response to some of your statements in the Uncle Gnarly blog, and of course reflect upon what Mr. Bennett said here yesterday on the program. I do appreciate your time. Is there anything else before we say goodbye today?
Well, yeah, I'd be interested in what Mr. Crummell's going to say, but I would rather have a written reply to my letter.
Yeah. Okay, sir. I appreciate this. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Cabot Martin has written extensively on the North Spur as of late, and of course has the wherewithal, the expertise to have more than just your average opinion on it, in my estimation.